So now that we have the eyes done, let's move on to the rest of the face. On one side, I am going to use the Vanessa Myricks Beauty Oil. I was hesitant about this. I'm still only wanting to use a little bit just because I get oily, and so I was like, well, is the oil gonna make it work? But when I read the information, I think it said it's like a dry oil. So that made me feel a little bit better that it's dry, and so it's probably like it's not gonna be oily. But before, and when I say before, this could be like last week. Before, I have been more concerned with keeping everything matte just because I'm oily. And so I would use the Fenty matte primer. I actually finished that up, which is nice and fun. And so I'm just gonna use my Milk Hydro Grip on this other side here. Just a bit. What you doing? She just chilling. She had her dinner, so she is good to go. She's not worried about me. Okay, so usually you want to let this sit for a bit and get a little tacky. So oftentimes there would be more time in between, but I'm just gonna do what I do. So usually I would just go ahead and put on some concealer. I used to do foundation and then concealer, and then for a while I've been doing concealer and then foundation. So since that's been the most recent thing that I've been doing, I'm gonna just do the same. This is the Tarte, the shade is Deep in the Shape Tape Concealer. This is the original one, not the new hydrating one. And so I have, like, what's this called? Because that's what I have. So oftentimes I would try to, like, cover it up, but you can't really cover it up because that's literally how my face is. Okay. But I have, before switching things up, I would kind of do this. I used to do, you know, the whole triangle the 20-year-olds be doing. I don't do that no more. And I'm gonna do that. I'm just trying to keep it on, like, it's just, yeah. On the sides. This is how I would typically do it. And I am using up this concealer. Can't really tell, but I'm getting through it. It's actually, the consistency is changing a bit, like it's drying out a bit faster. But I think that's just because I'm getting to the bottom or to the end of the product. So then a different thing I will do is to put my foundation on first. So I am using the Vanessa Myricks Vision Cream. This, you literally need one drop. Like, I am putting one drop on my palette. My palette is gross, so I'm not going to show it to you. And then I'm taking a BK Beauty brush. Yeah, it kind of depends. Sometimes I'll use a natural hair brush. Sometimes I'll use a synthetic. So obviously we are using a synthetic one right now. So this brush smells good. I guess I washed it. Okay. So I'm trying not to mess up the concealer on that side. So there's that. There we go. Okay, I feel like that is like good coverage there. And then we will just blend out the concealer on the other side. This is the Sigma Concealer Blend Kabuki Brush F79. I really like this brush. I have two of them. So I do let it sit just to increase the opacity a bit. Cover up that. I forget what I did. Did I burn my... I don't even remember. But yeah, there's that. Okay. Okay, so we've got the concealer on there, right? And so I'm like going back and forth trying to remember what I'm doing. I am going to put the concealer on the other side, which is like what I've been doing now. So I've been trying to use a little less. There's that. In the meantime, I'm gonna put my foundation on this side. Just kind of like half of a drop there. Get that brush again. I'm gonna clean the brush off. Okay. Oh, how about I put the foundation on the brush? Okay, that would probably help. So this is the Vision Cream in color N9, so that's neutral 9. I feel like it's a pretty good match. I do have some darkness, like some hyperpigmentation, and yeah, my skin tone isn't even in terms of being all the same color, which is very common for most folks, and especially women of color. Okay, so there's that. Now, what I have learned recently about concealer is to spray your brush, which I had never thought of. So this is the BK Beauty Brush in 108, and I am using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I have the mini, but I did buy the larger one in the recent Sephora sale, so I'm really excited to like open this up. I like it because it smells good. So I'm just spraying my brush. Let's see if I can do that. Trying to make sure it doesn't get on rosé. I'm just tapping some of the concealer, the spray off, because you apparently don't want it like super damp, or you don't want it like sopping wet, you want it damp. And then you blend out your concealer. Even with this like full coverage, thicker concealer, like this brush blends it out very, very nicely. So basically for concealer, I have put it in the places where I want to sort of highlight my face a bit, take off a bit of the darkness. Okay, so now we've got both sides. I kind of feel like they look really similar, but maybe I'm wrong. And I also feel like the colors on this side are kind of coming together, and now it's a bit more similar to this one. I don't know. I could be like, I don't know. Okay, so now that we have that done, what I've been doing recently is I have been setting my concealer, excuse me, ma'am, with my Pat McGrath Labs Yellow Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection, spitting all over the place. This is the newest shade. She came out with a yellow one. So I'm just tapping into that with the Wayne Goss brush. There's a number on it. It's like $30. And I am just tapping that to set the concealer. So you can see, I think it's a little, like there's a little brightness to it because of the yellow tone of the powder. And I'm just putting it everywhere that I put the concealer, and we will also, everything will be blended together at some point. Okay, so there is that. Now beforehand, I would use my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish, Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. I have the shade 4 and I have the shade 3. Now, 4 is a newer shade. It is a deeper shade. You can see I have used it. I have hit pan. 3 used to be the deepest shade that she had. I think it was called Tan. And it's interesting because I've had this one for a shorter amount of time, but I've had this one, and like I've hit pan on this one. What I have noticed though is that this one, I feel like it sometimes darkens my foundation color. And so that doesn't work. Especially if the foundation I feel like is matching my skin tone really well, then I don't want to darken it. So I've been going back and forth. I'm just going to use the number 3. And I would bop around between brushes, but I'm going to use the same like Sigma concealer kabuki that I used a bit ago. And then I would just set where I had the concealer. Now, before all of this, I used to use a loose setting powder and just like bake, right? I don't really do that anymore. So we've got that done. I feel like it kind of looks very similar, maybe not. So I have now been using more cream products on the side of my face. I've been using more cream products more often, so I'm gonna pull out some of those, but I'm also going to pull out just a powder blush that I will throw on. Let's see. So this is a BH Cosmetics number 2 brush, and this is the Sigma Cheek Palette. This is like the first one. I think they just came out with another one. I actually won this in a giveaway and it's turned into like one of my favorite blush palettes. I tend to mix everything, just like get it all together. So, and this is how I would apply my blush. I didn't, like when I initially started wearing makeup, I didn't wear blush. I was like, why do I need blush? Do like darker skinned people wear blush? Yeah, girl, they do. Okay, so there is that for that side. You can see it has just a bit of a flush. So I would do that. I'm gonna put that brush back, and then I would do contour or bronzer, and depending on the depth of the bronzer, I would use it as contour. So the ones that I really have been liking for a while now, over a year now, are Revolution Glow Splendor Ultra Matte Bronzer. What I like is that they have really deep shades. So I actually have 3 of the shades, which is amazing that I can use 3 of them. The one I use the most is dark. I have hit lots of pan on that. So I will take another BH brush. This is not having a number, but it's pretty. It's like a fluffier brush, and I would just put this here. And then if I wanted to just be like a little bit more chiseled, then I would take one of the other colors, either medium dark or deep. I never remember which one is darker. Okay, so deep is darker. There's deep, and then medium dark. Or is this one darker? Okay, wait. Okay, this one's a little darker. Okay, just gonna take the same brush and just add a bit more shadow there, if you can even see it. I can see it. So there's that. Okay, but now I have been using creams. So the newest one to the collection is the Vanessa Myricks bronzer. in the color Deep. It is the Power Bronzer. And let me grab a brush. Now, what I just saw Lisa J do, she is like the creator of the BK Beauty brush brand. She pulled out this brush, which is the 107. I think it's this brush. And she talked about how to use it. So she said that when you want to contour, you want to turn your brush like so. When you want to bronze, you want to turn it the other way. And then for blush, it's just like you can go in, right? Is that... She said it like 2-3 times on her video, and I'm like, huh? What do you do? Or was it this one? Was it the 103? I don't know. But it would be the same concept, really. So it would be contour. So contour, bronzer, blush. Now, I think I'm gonna just use this one, and I'm gonna use it in the bronzer. Now, one thing I saw Vanessa Myricks do is I was tending to put the bronzer like under the cheekbone, but she put it on the cheek. I was like, okay, so we're gonna try that. Now, I didn't want to do that because I just feel like it's a very deep color, but the color both like lighter is too light. It's a medium. But I don't know. I'm just here to learn, okay? So there's that, kind of like on the cheek. You leaving, girl? And then what I'm gonna do, that's the bronzer, just a little bit. Like, Vanessa Myricks products are so pigmented. I also got her bronzer. I keep saying bronzer when I should be saying contour. What is it called? I think it's the Balm Bronzer in Deep 1 and also in Deep 2. I can't tell you why I got both products, both shades. Sometimes I just be doing stuff. So this is Deep 1 and this is Deep 2. As you can see, I have used both. So I think I will just go with Deep 1. I was thinking I would use Deep 1 when I use bronzer. And then when I'm just using contour, I'll use Deep 2. I don't know. I know rhyme or reason. So I'm gonna dip into that again using the same brush. I was gonna go like that, but you can't do that because it is cream. And I am just going to do a little bit of contour. I feel like I'm getting like an extra chin. So what we're gonna do is we're going to contour that bad boy. Okay. Don't worry. It looks a little harsh in my opinion, but we're gonna blend everything. Don't even trip. All right, I'm gonna put that down. And what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, so next I'm going to do blush. So I have been using cream blushes, which I have never used before in my life. So I wanted to buy some less expensive ones before I committed to more expensive ones. So I bought 4 of the Milani cream blushes. They are $8.99. At least they are $8.99 on Ulta. And these are all of the colors at this point that Ulta has. Blushing Berry, Nude Kiss, which I was nervous about because nude on who, right? Coral Crush, and Merlot Moment. I actually think I will use Nude Kiss. This is the newest one that I have. And it gives more of a flush to the cheeks. So I've been bopping around between like how I apply it. Sometimes I will use a finger, sometimes I will use a brush. obviously right now I'm using a brush. So there's that. So I like it because it doesn't like, to me, it doesn't like overpower things, but it leaves like a nice little blush, you know? It's so interesting because people talk about like heavy makeup and stuff, and even when I wear like a full coverage foundation or something like that, I feel like I don't use a lot of product, so it doesn't come out looking super heavy, in my opinion. People are probably like, okay girl. So there's that. All right, okay, yeah. And what I've also been doing, just being like super extra, is taking another Vanessa Myricks product. This is her Dew Wet in Rose Water. Now this one, I will just tap a finger in and just put it on my cheek and sort of blend it out. You can see it. Just a little bit, just to give a little bit of like shine. Rose, you literally can't get any closer to me. I swear sometimes she tries to like climb into my womb. Okay. And then on the other side, I will use some Pat McGrath highlighter. This is the Divine Rose highlighter. It is so pretty. I am just going to use no, I don't want to use that one. I am going to use a Rephr number 18. Just going to rub along there and let me see if I can turn this down a little. Maybe you can see it a little better. Or not. Oh, totally different color. How you do this? Oh wait, no, it's this one. Okay, I bet. And typically I would still put a little bit on here. On this side. Right, there we go with that. And I am going to now set the face. I'm just going to use this Kosas Cloud Set Powder in Silky. It's a pretty translucent powder, so you can kind of get away with different colors. So I've got Silky and I've also got Velvety, which is a bit deeper. But I want to just use this kind of all over the face. It's like blending everything in, getting rid of harsh lines and such. I like this powder because it is super lightweight and it doesn't really change the color of your base products. And so now, remember we've got that wing right there, so I am going to do the same on the other side, but like how I would typically do, which is just taking a pen, an eyeliner pen. I'm gonna do that. Relatively quickly. Go me. Alright, talking and I done messed it up. Okay. This pen is getting old, so I don't feel like it's as pigmented as when I first opened it. We got a little something going on there. Then I would do mascara. I'm not gonna do lashes, but this is how I would typically do my mascara. One thing I forgot that I also want to do, I got mascara on my eyelid, so we'll clean that up in a moment. You might know this, but typically you can just let it dry. If you get mascara somewhere on your face besides your eyelashes, let it dry and then go in with like a Q-tip or your finger or whatever, and brush it off or brush it away. Because if you do it while the mascara is wet, it'll just cause streaking. So I am going to, on the other side that I've been starting to do, I'm just getting some mascara off of this, is to use an eyelash curler. So I remember the first time I saw someone use an eyelash curler was in in high school, and I didn't wear much makeup in high school. I would use like a CoverGirl powder and a lip gloss. But I was like, what is that torture device this girl is using? Okay, so I have curled the lashes a bit. I don't have much lashes, I don't feel like. I tried, I've been using a lash serum. I don't think it's doing nothing. But I think when I curl my lashes, they can be seen a little bit better. I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. So I'm gonna do that. That's one coat. I'm gonna let it dry for the most part. While I'm letting it dry, I will go in and do my under eyes. So I'm gonna take that Nabla palette again, and I am going to get a like small pencil brush, and I'll do this side first. I'm just gonna go in with the deeper color that I used, Tempera, and I am going to run it under here. Also going to mix it with Untitled, which is the darker, it's like the darkest color in the palette. And I also want to just blend that out a little bit, or smudge it, or what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Okay, and then the other side, I will do what I typically do. I'm also going to get that whole blob of mascara up there. Blend it in there, and then go back over. Okay, so there is that. I'm gonna do another coat of mascara on this side. This is the It Superhero Mascara. I just ordered the Lancome Idole Mascara, and I'm excited to try that because I've heard really good things about it. Do a little bit. You don't have to do this part, but sometimes I feel like my bottom lashes look naked. And then the other thing, I feel like I've added steps, huh? So 2 things. One is lining the waterline. So I will take a brush, and you may not want to look at this. and this is Smashbox Always On Gel Liner in black. Oh, actually, it's in Fishnet. Is the color's name. And then I have seen tons of people do like white or a peach in their waterline, and I have started trying to do that, but given my skin tone, I want to fix that too. Given my skin tone, I'm using like a little bit of a peachier color. Let's see. This is by LA Girl. It is in the color Forever Bear. It's a bit of a peachier. This is done. Then we will go in with a lipstick. Since I have Invisalign, I have only really been able to wear liquid lipsticks or matte lipsticks, which is fine. Those are what I prefer. But I feel like my creamier, more satin lipsticks are not getting a chance to shine. I have tried filling in my lips with lip liner and then putting the lipstick over, and like a creamy lipstick, and it's fine, but since I'm talking all day for work, I'll like see myself in the video monitor and just have like red all on my lips, looking like a crazy person. I mean, there are lots of other things I do to make myself look like a crazy person, but there's that. So this is the LA Girl. Ooh, Lord, I'm like drooling. LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in Berry Wine. So that's there. And so there are a couple of formulas that I really like. So the Dose of Colors Liquid Lipstick Matte lipstick is one of my favorites. And then the Juvia's Place matte lipsticks I love them as well. So there are pinky nudes, there are peachy nudes, more brownie nudes, and then there are reds, and there are berry colors. So I have a couple of each. So I think I'll go with a more like a brownie sort of nude. This one is called Lady. So just putting that here. Oh great, okay, gotta cut that. All right, there's that. Okay. So this is the look. I feel like essentially looks kind of the same, but I think this side is more dramatic, maybe more of a pop, and this side is just like, okay girl, you okay, you all right, right? This would be just like a regular look for me. I do wear glasses, but now I have in contacts, but sometimes if I'm feeling like, I want to look a little different today, I'll put on some of my blue light glasses. So there's this pair that I really like, and then I have some all black pair, an all black pair. And then I have these, which are very Harry Potter of me. They've been sitting on my vanity, so they've got like powder all on them. I feel like a sexy librarian. Well, that's it. Gonna wash it all off and do my nails and prep for my presentation tomorrow, which I should have been doing instead of doing my makeup, but whatevs. Bye.